Make Votes Matter, a campaign to reform the UK's voting system, is launching its plan to replace first past the post with a form of proportional representation. Well, joining me now is Tommy Sheppard of the Scottish National Party MP, who is backing that campaign. Now, I actually think if we had proportional representation in Westminster, there would be fewer SNP MPs there at the moment. So why is it such a brilliant idea?
I know, it just shows what a party of principle we are. We're arguing for something which is against our own party interest. It's true that the first past the post system in the main disadvantages smaller parties, and the likes of the Green Party or the Liberal Democrats can claim to be dramatically underrepresented in terms of their share of the vote. The SNP can't claim that. I mean, I suppose the most remarkable result was in 2015 when we got 50% of the votes cast, but got more than 95% of the seats available in the election in Scotland. So, but that's not right. And just because that distortion happened, we would like to change it. We would like to see a system where the Parliament is made up of people who represent the votes cast at the election for the different parties. And I think that will make it's not just a matter of fairness, it's a matter about giving people confidence in the democratic process that they take part in.
It would mean almost permanent coalition government, wouldn't it, though?
Well, it might.
It would, wouldn't it?
No, not really. I mean, for example, we have a proportional system in the Scottish Parliament, which people would say was, well, pretty much proportional, which people would say was designed to prevent any one party, and particularly those who designed it, trying to stop the SNP forming a majority government. Yet in 2011, that's exactly what happened. The SNP was able to form a majority government. So it can happen, but you have to get close to 50% of the vote for it to happen. But even so, if there's coalition governments, is that such a bad thing?
Well, the
parties have to come together and agree a programme which represents a majority view in the electorate?
Well, the argument is made by supporters of majoritarianism is that you end up with weak governments because you're having to compromise. For example, that's the argument being made now over Brexit, that if Mrs. May...
we've got such a strong government under first past the post.
If Mrs. May had a majority, she could have delivered Brexit, is the argument.
Do you know what? I mean, I think that argument's a bit of a busted flush now. People used to argue that the one saving grace of first past the post was that it gave you a strong and stable government. But actually, for the two out of the last three elections, first past the post has produced a hung parliament, and it has not resulted in anything like a strong and stable government because, of course, everyone's tried to rule on a minority basis. There's not a tradition in this country of parties cooperating, forming coalitions, agreeing joint programmes. If there were, in the experience of other countries, the government would be much better.
How would you make this change? Would it require another referendum?
Well, at the moment, what we're trying to do is to get agreement on the principles, because I think people have spent a lot of time in this campaign navel-gazing and arguing about the technical merits of one system versus another. And we had a bizarre situation back in 2011 where there was a referendum, allegedly on PR, but was asking people to vote on a system that was not in any way, shape or form proportional. So actually that wasn't a PR referendum. It may have been many things, but it wasn't a referendum on PR. So we're trying to get cross-party support on the principles of what a system would look like. Once that's in place, then we'll see if we can get agreement on which system would be the best for the United Kingdom. And it may, of course, be a bespoke system involving a combination of different elements.
The argument is always that if you have a PR system, you loosen the connection between an MP and his or her constituency.
Well, that needn't be the case. And in fact, one of the 8 principles that we have in the agreement which we're launching today is that there should be a constituency link and that should be respected and protected. But it is possible to have a constituency link even if you have more than one person representing a particular area. I mean, if you were to take a city of Edinburgh, for example, which currently has 5 MPs, if they were elected on a single constituency for the city of Edinburgh, I think anyone living in Edinburgh would have no difficulty in identifying who they would want to go to consult their MP.
And this is an initiative organised by who?
This is a campaign group called Make Votes Matter, which the SNP is part of, but it also involves the Liberal Democrats, the Greens, and a range of other smaller parties.
Okay, Thomas Sheridan, thank you very much. Sorry, Sheppard. Thank you very much indeed. Much more to come on All Out Politics in the next hour.